Hey there, I'm Colin, and in case you don't know, I am currently on the path to build all the equipment necessary to make soy sauce at home. Now, could I buy all this equipment? Yes, absolutely, definitely. But I firmly believe that you learn the best by making and doing things yourself. So far, I've put together a fermentation chamber that has precise temperature and humidity control, and I've built a kyoki, which is a wooden barrel used to ferment the soy sauce in. So this weekend, I'm going to attempt to make Koji trays, or Koji ban. So soy sauce, or shoyu as they call it in Japan, is started by inoculating wheat berries with a fungus called Koji. So you let those Koji grow on some wheat for a couple days in a really high heat and high humidity environment, basically the same conditions your grandma loves in Florida. In fact, just like your grandma, Koji loved wood paneling too. So Koji thrive when fermenting on wood due to the antimicrobial nature of the wood that won't allow other organisms to thrive and will make sure that the Koji can grow. And the wood will help absorb any extra moisture that forms during fermentation. Okay, so I'm gonna scout the net and see if there's any plans or guidelines for making Koji trays out there. Okay, so I'm seeing plenty of images of Koji trays, but not really any guidelines for how to make them or any plans. So I'm gonna sketch something up and see if it looks close. All right, so I've been working around for a little while, come up with a sketch, and I think I have a design that's gonna work. So I'm gonna get my cut list put together and I'm gonna head out to the shop tomorrow. All right, excuse the audio. It's gonna be noisy today. It's the first beautiful day we've had in forever here in Michigan. So all the neighbors and their kids and their dogs are outside making noise, myself included. So I just picked up this piece of cedar from the home center and I'm gonna rough cut out my pieces by cross-cutting them and then ripping them. Then I'm gonna put them through the planer to make sure they're all flat, so that way they'll be good to go for the next steps. All right, so I just finished cutting in these dados, or these grooves, into these boards so that they can hold the bottoms together. And now I need to cut these to length because I left these intentionally a little bit long when I rough cut them originally. And then I need to make my bottom pieces, I need to plane them down to fit in these grooves. I intentionally made these grooves a little bit small so that way I could really dial in and sneak up on the fit by taking down the thickness of these boards in the planer. Do it. All right, so I've got these sides cut down to the correct length. These two are the exact same height. However, they're not cut out yet because we're gonna make tenons on these to go through a mortise. So there'll be a part that sticks out that I'm gonna cut out. There'll be a hole here and they'll stick into a hole here to attach them to the sides. But I needed to label each joint first in order to make sure that everything like goes with like. So I already mislabeled, so I better have things going correctly and label them correctly. Time to mark out where I need to cut to make my tenons. just gonna drill a big hole in the middle to help remove some of that waste. So as you can see, it's a little bit sloppy and there's chip out, but it works. So I've got this dry fit and mocked up, and these joints are gonna be sloppy because cedar is just not a great wood to machine. So you're gonna get tear out, and it's gonna be messy because it just is so flaky and everything. It's gonna be a little loose, but I was like, should I not do that joint on the other side? But I think I'm gonna do it. Maybe I'll get better at it. Maybe I'll get better at working with cedar. And if I don't, at least it'll all look consistent. But I'm going to nail these together when I'm all done anyway, so yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so I had to quit early last night because the chopping of the mortises was too loud and I was apparently waking up my children. So tonight I've got like an hour and a half that I have the green light that I can get some mortises chopped out. Now I was drilling a hole in first when I was chopping out my mortises. I don't have an example of that. I don't know why I was looking for it. And that was causing the fibers to be really weird and torn up. I'm gonna try Paul Sellers' method and I'll go through what that is for chopping out a mortise, and it should yield a cleaner result. Well, you can see I cut that way too short. What did I do? What did I do wrong? I'm guessing I read the tape measure upside down and I did 19 instead of 16. I definitely did. Come on. So guess who had another classic? Should have made a test cut on the last cut of a project. I made a piece to go this way to test the width, and I didn't make one to test the length. I'm like, I got it, I can do this. Man, last cut, I should always stop and slow down. Why don't I remember? Always take a test cut. I need to get a sign up in here that says always make a test cut or something. So what I did was I was looking at the tape measure upside down, and I read the 16 instead of the 19. It's an easy mistake to make, but I should have made it on a test cut. So I do have this old, really nasty piece of cedar that I need to plane down, and I should, you know what, I should see if it'll even fit in my dado. See, is it thicker? Yeah, so it'll fit in my dado. I have this thing I need to plane down, and then I can make a new bottom. I have the wood, don't have to destroy anything, but it's too late to run the planers. It's super loud and the kids are in bed. So, looks like I'm done for the evening on this project. Okay, so off camera, I got a bottom installed in this thing. I only had 20 minutes to plane it down, and you saw me do that, planing down and fitting it earlier, so I figured I'd just get it all cut and in there and ready to go, and we can move on with this project. So now I'm gonna add some nails, and I'm gonna pre-drill those so I don't split the wood and ruin this project, because you know I could rush and just hammer those in and ruin everything like I'm prone to do, but I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to kind of sand everything. I got some rough edges on here, and then I'm going to try to do a cool wood burning pattern. So let's see how that works out. All right, after a few minor setbacks, here we are with a finished functional Koji tray. So the joints might be a little sloppy and the wood burning I didn't do deep enough to really last, but all in all I think it looks pretty good. I wish that it was a little bit wider, but this is still gonna be plenty functional. If I make another one, if I need another one, I'll make sure that I give it a couple more inches on the width. But most of all, I'm just really excited because now I only have one more project and I get to start making soy sauce. This has been months in the making and I am so excited to get fermenting. So next week, I'm gonna be making a grinder or grain crusher that will allow me to crush the wheat before we inoculate the Koji on it and start putting it in this tray. All right, well, thank you so much for watching so far on this journey to soy sauce. If you are excited to see what I make next, make sure you're subscribed and that you hit that notification bell down there. It'll help you be notified when I post the next video in the series. All right, till next time, cheers.